Childhood obesity is one of the most prominent causes for a plethora of health problems for children and adolescents today. Childhood obesity increases the risk for heart disease, diabetes, and depression, to name a few. Many different factors change the likeliness for a child to develop childhood obesity. Childhood obesity can be caused by many different factors, can be prevented, and is associated with a plethora of medical conditions. Now that you understand what I'll be informing you about, let's begin with the environmental factors. Diet, lack of exercise, and family history are some of the most prominent causes of childhood obesity. High-calorie foods and drinks such as fast foods, processed foods, sodas, and sugary sports drinks are not a healthy diet for anyone, especially children and adolescents. These high-calorie foods and drinks are not good because when the body doesn't burn the calories that are consumed, those calories are stored in the body as fat. Lack of exercise can also be a driving factor of childhood obesity for this same reason. A child born into a family of people who are overweight and obese are more likely to suffer from childhood obesity for a couple reasons. The child could have a genetic disposition because of a naturally slow metabolism, which could explain the family of obese and overweight people. This is even more likely in a home where unhealthy, high-calorie foods are readily available and physical activity is not encouraged. According to studies, in 1969, 43% of children walked or rode their bike to school, but in 2011, that percentage dropped to just 13%. Now that we have covered the environmental factors associated with childhood obesity, let's get into how to prevent childhood obesity. According to the National Library of Medicine, childhood obesity is one of the most serious medical health problems of the 21st century. This problem is worldwide and is most prevalent in low-income communities, especially in urban areas. As a parent, there are many different precautions you can take to prevent your child or children from becoming overweight or obese. The first item on this list is leading by example. Regular exercise and healthy eating habits can benefit not only the child, but also the parents. Parents can also have healthier snacks available for their children to eat, such as fruits, vegetables, low-fat yogurts, and whole grain cereals. Even if a child says they do not like certain foods, parents should continue to encourage their children to keep eating these new foods. Lack of sleep can also contribute to an increased risk of obesity, because sleep deprivation causes hormone imbalances, which can increase a person's appetite. Now that we have covered the preventable measures that can be taken, let's dive into the diseases that are associated with childhood obesity. Childhood obesity puts children at an elevated risk for a plethora of medical complications. Some of these complications are type 2 diabetes, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, joint pain, breathing problems, and non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Type 2 diabetes is a condition where the body doesn't know how to use sugar correctly. When a person has type 2 diabetes, their pancreas either doesn't create insulin or their body is resistant to that insulin. High cholesterol can lead to the buildup of plaque in the arteries, which can increase the risk of stroke or heart attack later in life. High blood pressure is defined as abnormally high pressure of the blood on the artery walls, which can lead to heart conditions and stroke. Extra weight causes more stress on the joints, which can cause pain in the hips, knees, and back. Asthma is more common among children who are overweight, and sleep apnea is also more prevalent among children who are overweight. Sleep apnea is a condition in which breathing randomly starts and stops during sleep. Non-alcoholic fatty liver disease is a disorder which normally has no symptoms, but can cause fatty deposits to build up in the liver and can cause scarring or damage to the liver. These are just a few of the many conditions that an overweight child is at greater risk for. Now that I have covered the health risks of childhood obesity, let's conclude. Childhood obesity is on the rise among children in the United States and all over the world. Childhood obesity can be the result of a multitude of environmental factors. The childhood obesity epidemic could be prevented if parents took more precautionary measures, such as buying healthier foods, encouraging children to exercise, and leading by example. Childhood obesity is associated with a plethora of medical problems, including heart complications, joint pain, and sleep problems. To conclude, childhood obesity can be caused by many environmental factors, is preventable, and has been linked to many medical abnormalities.